The full roster has been revealed for the Silence and the Fury, the final DLC for Total War Warhammer 2. But before we look at what's on offer, let's take a moment to watch the complete trailer. This Lord Pack for Total War Warhammer 2 introduces two new legendary lords for the Lizardmen and Beastmen. Each will lead their own faction and feature new characters, units, and unique gameplay mechanics with narrative objectives. Taurox, the Brass Bull, is embarking on a bloody rampage through Talabakland, and was once rewarded by the Dark Gods with a body of brass. But he still thirsts for slaughter. As he wins battles, Taurox gains momentum, his unique mechanic, and his army can replenish action points to fight and fight again. The longer his kill streak continues, the greater the gifts bestowed upon him by the ruinous chaos powers. He and his beastmen hordes will ultimately need to locate the Heart of the Dark, where he will face Oxyotl in a final decisive battle. Anyone who has played Total War 3 Kingdoms will almost instantly recognize Lu Bu's momentum mechanic. They even gave it the same name here. But that's not a knock against Taurox, it actually works exceedingly well in this case, and it's what many people were asking for to become his campaign mechanic. Joining him will be a bevy of new units and a Beastmen rework to bring the Game 1 faction up to snuff. He's accompanied by the Doom Bull Lord, a new Lord unit where Doom Bulls are the most powerful of the Minotaurs, and only the most ferocious ascend to the rank of general to lead armies of their own in battle. He'll also get a new Wargore hero. Brutal melee warriors in their own right, Wargore heroes can be recruited to buff other Beastmen units in battle with a wide array of support abilities. Tuscore Chariots are high-mass chariots drawn by ravaging Tuscores. These vehicles cause massive impact damage and disrupt enemy units they crash into. They're also a low, first-tier cavalry option for the Beastmen, giving them access to faster flanking units earlier in the game. Gorgons are four-armed, ox-headed creatures that have evolved to become monstrous in size. They're adept at fighting other large units and can regenerate health in battle. They're one of the two big new units included with this game, and a very often requested one. Jabberslyths are a sickening fusion of toad, sludge drake, and many-limbed insect. The Jabberslyth is a top-tier anti-infantry monster with powerful AoE vortex damage, poison attacks, and a passive leadership buff. They're also one of the most lasting memes on our Total War, and their inclusion here brings about the end of an era, because, in case you were wondering, when measured in the hundreds of man-hours, it did in fact cost more than the entire art budget of Charlemagne. It's flooring to see not one, but two new monstrous units in this DLC, and including them here will hopefully go a long way to improving the Beastmen campaign. Completing his roster, Taurox will also come with 3 new Regiments of Renown. The first is the Gorgons of Wolfrun. These are Centaurs with throwing axes, with poison attacks, and health regeneration, and is really meant to help with multiplayer. The Vorbergland Broodmother, a legendary Jabberslythe with armor-piercing attacks, and the Blood Brute Behemoth, a legendary Gorgon that deals more damage the lower an enemy's health is. But with all this going to help the Beastmen, you may be wondering what's left for the Lizardmen. Well, Oxyotl is a skink of high renown and a long history of fighting chaos. His goal in this campaign will be to hunt down evil in the world and to prevent Taurox from gaining his true immortality. Oxyotl's history with chaos enables him to detect where the forces of chaos will strike next, and utilizing the network of lost silent sanctums across the world only he can capture and develop, Oxyotl can choose which threats to tackle and reap the rewards of victory. Oxyotl can instantly travel between his capital, his unique mission areas, and any silent sanctums he has rediscovered. Ultimately, he must travel to the heart of the dark and face the hordes of Taurox in a final, desperate battle. His campaign mechanics utilize aspects of the Pirate Cove mechanic from the Vampire Coast, as well as the procedurally generated enemies of the Sisters of Twilight, allowing you to choose where, when, and how you will fight chaos. Accompanying Oxyotl will be the new Skink Oracle hero. Mounted atop a mighty Troglodon, the Skink Oracle wades into battle wielding a hybrid mix of the lures of beasts, life, fire, and heavens. Skink Oracle heroes are unique in that when they are recruited, they already come on a Troglodon mount and cannot be dismounted from it. Chameleon Stalkers are aggressive and stealthy shock infantry adept at moving unseen across the battlefield before viciously striking from the shadows. But don't think of them as ranged infantry. They work much more like Hastati from the Rome Total War series, with a precursor javelin thrown in before rushing in to attack. The Coatl is a highly intelligent, magic-flying monster. The Coatl can cast destructive bombardment and vortex spells, and grants stalk to any friendly units below it. The Feral Troglodon is the monster without its Skink Oracle hero. Hailing from the caves of Lustria, the Troglodon has a powerful Venom Spit ranged attack, which causes a range of damage types and is effective against other large creatures. Fun fact, it's also blind. That's why it has the catfish-like feelers coming out of its nose. For Regiments of Renown, the Lizardmen field the Pale Death, a feral Troglodon of great renown which grants itself and nearby friendlies melee buffs whenever it uses its fearsome primeval roar ability. Geltbloom's Terror, a feral Carnosaur of legend that will never rampage and has the Vanguard and Strider abilities, making it the ultimate first strike monster hunter. And the Spirit of Tipok, a legendary Coatl that can cast the Shield of Thorns and banishment spells. Not bad for a $10 DLC promising dozens of hours of content. You'll notice the Creative Assembly did not release any information about the Beastmen rework, the new free LC Lord, or any of the other upcoming free content that typically accompanies a DLC release. So stay tuned to this channel and I'll update you when that information releases. As always though, thanks for watching.